It is now my honor to introduce our next speaker. She is a registered nurse, former dean of the University of Portland Nursing School, and she was the dean when my daughter Kate was a nursing student at UP, and she graduated as a Providence Scholar, and this woman was an amazing dean. And thanks to immunotherapy and her care at Providence, she is still with us today. Joanne is cancer-free. Please join me in welcoming to the center stage, Joanne Warner.
I shouldn't have kidney cancer. And you will agree with me when you hear the risk factors. Older, overweight men who have smoked, had environmental hazards, or family history. Okay, I'll take the older part. But I'm a nurse, and I'm supposed to provide care. My corrupted kidney was removed in 2011. I wasn't particularly afraid of living with one strong kidney, but I was terrified at the thought of metastasis. Because kidney cancer that has spread to another organ doesn't respond to chemotherapy or to radiation. A year after my kidney was removed, changes in my chest X-ray began as little densities, and then they blossomed into more. Late December 2012, I woke from a lung biopsy with my 30-year-old son holding my hand. "It's from your kidney cancer," he said. And we both cried. I interviewed 3 oncologists before I found one with hope. And that was what brought me to Providence and to Dr. Curdy. It was Dr. Curdy's hope, knowledge, caring, research involvement that convinced me to come out of network from my insurance provider to the Providence family. We decided immunotherapy would be my best treatment, high-dose interleukin-2. IL-2 is no picnic. 6 weeks, 6 intense weeks, hospitalized over an 8-month period, where an alarmed bed on Providence Portland Medical Center, 7 North, became my home. And the team of Dr. Curdy, 2 great nurse practitioners, and a team of amazingly professional nurses, some of whom I helped educate, pushed me to the very edge of life and safe blood pressure and neurotoxicity. What was hard was coming back subsequent weeks when I knew what to expect. What wasn't hard was my confidence in the research evidence that guided my care and the complicated protocols that weaned me off of neosynephrine, my confidence in Dr. Curdy's oversight and vigilance, my belief in the nurses who literally kept me alive, and my own Team Warner, who cared, fed, prayed, flew in, and surrounded me with the kind of love that supports an immune system that's very robust. On my last hospital day, Dr. Curdy sat on the window ledge, and I was at the end of the bed. And there was a question I wanted to ask and an answer I didn't want to know. So through my incoherent rambling came his concise and caring answer about my projected life. Years, not decades, he said. And it was perfect, and it was really hard to hear. I am crystal clear that my years are significantly determined by the current and future research that is happening at Providence, 4 miles from my home. And you know, I don't want bench to bedside research translation or even lab to living room. I want bench to hiking trail, kayaks, cello lessons, and more time to grandmother. My scans and research-related blood work started out every 3 months and have now graduated to every 6. And each of them producing a very technical term called scanxiety. Well, scans have been stable almost 3 years post-treatment. I didn't know how fulfilling stable would be. When my scans turn up something other than stable, my only options are coming from the research lab. After a particularly stressful scan, I embarked on a solo adventure to Spain. I was revisiting the complexity of my own personal hope, and seated at an outdoor cafe in Sevilla, I clarified why I wanted to live. To be in the lives of my grandchildren, and to live long enough to know them as people. Maya is 3. Foster is 14 months. And Serena is a fresh 9 months old. With a heart full of hope, I thank you in advance for your support of cancer research. And I ask that you think of Maya and Foster and Serena and your children and your grandchildren when you raise your research, your paddle. I know I will.